Hello, I'm old Mr. Kent. I'm 82 years old on my morning e-trike ride. This is the 13th day of February 2025. And I'm recording this on this day because tomorrow we're supposed to have rain, and tomorrow's the 14th day of February, which is traditionally, for many, many years, is Valentine's Day. Excuse me. And on Valentine's Day, I always tell my Valentine's Day story. The only thing is if it's going to be raining tomorrow, I won't be able to make a video, so I thought I'd make it today, and then I'll publish tomorrow. So you'll be seeing this on Friday, the 14th day, and hopefully it's raining outside because we haven't had any rain since September 30th. Any measurable rain here in Arizona, 40 miles south of Phoenix. Okay, so what's my Valentine's Day story? In my last video, I said that my folks moved from Cheyenne, Wyoming to a house out in the wooded country 6 miles east of Renton. And we lived there. I went to first grade, second grade, and third grade, going to Coalfield School, which was part of the Issaquah School District. But anyway, so then at the end of the third grade, my folks moved from that location to a really nice house on Capitol Hill in Seattle. Now back then, that's like 70 years ago, at least, Capitol Hill was a notable neighborhood. In fact, the house they bought was a super nice house. It had once been lived in by the governor of the state of Washington. And it was a two-story house, but like the attic was, the attic had a floor in it, had dormer windows. You could actually somebody could have lived up there. Gonna make a turn here. Hopefully I don't get run over. And so it was a really nice house. And my room was the butler's room, or the whoever. And it had the stairs up to the attic, plus the stairs down, the back stairs down to the kitchen, and on down to the basement. And that was my room. And so it was a really nice house. Well, anyway, so when we moved, then my folks had to register me with the Seattle School District, and I think I went to Isaac Stevenson Grade School. I can't remember the name for sure, but I think that was what it was. So I entered entered that school in the fourth grade. And now back then, I don't know how it worked, but back then they had mimeograph machines. They didn't have copy machines like they have now. And so when Valentine's Day came, the teacher said, now what we're going to do on Valentine's Day, she told us ahead of time, so we're going to have a little Valentine's Day party. And if you want to, and she suggested we do, she said at the end of the day, we're going to have Kool-Aid and cupcakes. And then if you will buy, go to the dime store and buy a package of Valentine cards and make out a card for every boy and girl in the class. And then we can exchange, you can exchange cards after the last recess or whatever. We'll come in and we'll have our little party, and you can exchange cards, and then we'll have our little party. And so my mom took me to the dime store, and so I bought enough little Valentine cards to make one out for everybody, because the teacher gave us a list of everybody in the class. And so made out a card, and signed my name and signed their name, and made a nice little card and put it in an envelope. And I don't know if you ever did this as a youngster or not, but I don't think they do it anymore. I don't see kids doing it anymore. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, and then my mom gave me an old shoebox, and I put all the cards in that shoebox and carried it to school with me that day, along with my lunchbox and all that. And so, all of us kids, we were pretty excited because we're going to have a party at the end of the day, you know. So we start the day and everybody's all excited and go to the first recess and come in, and we're trying to learn all the stuff the teacher's teaching us, and we're so excited. And then come to lunch, and we go out and have lunch and everything, and then lunch is over and we come in. We gotta do some more stuff, and as time goes by, pretty soon it gets later in the afternoon, and finally we go to the last recess, and we come in and we do some more stuff, and so then it's like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes before school gets out, and the teacher says, okay, put away everything and get your boxes out, and we're going to hand out cards. And so I got my little shoebox out, took the lid off, and she says, okay. And I was, by the way, our room we had several rows of the old table and chairs. The table and chair was, your desk and your chair was hooked together. And so I pull out my box and take the lid off, and I get out. And I was in the last row in the last seat, which makes sense when you stop to think about it, because back in those days, there wasn't any computerized printout of who's in the class. The teacher just kept track of everything. And so I got up. Everybody's walking up and down the aisle, and here's Billy. So I go put Billy's on his desk, and here's Susie, and I go put Susie's. It's very disorganized, and then here's George's, and I go put George's on his table, and because we all know where everybody is and everything. And as I'm walking around, I look over, and there's no Valentines on my table yet. And so I keep walking around and putting everybody's down. I look over, and still no Valentines on my table. And I'm walking around putting all these down. Everybody's got Valentines on their tables. And I keep looking around, I look around, no Valentines on my table. And so finally I get down to where I've got all mine handed out. And there's still a couple people still handing out Valentines, but almost everybody's sitting down looking at their Valentine's cards and smiling and chuckling and having fun. I look over at my desk, and there's no Valentines on my desk. And so I'm looking around, and I finally get all mine handed out. My box is empty, and I go sit down at my table. There's no Valentines on my table. Kind of sad. And I don't know why there's no Valentines on my table. So I put my lid back on my box, and I put it underneath my seat. And the teacher says, all right, you come on up and get a cupcake and she had glasses of Kool-Aid. And so everybody gets up and gets in line. And I kind of sit there and watch everybody get up and get in line. And I get up and get my Kool-Aid and my cupcake, and everybody's smiling and laughing and talking back and forth. So anyway, then the party gets over, and I go home. And I get home. My mom says, "Well, did you get any cards?" No, didn't get any cards. And so the teacher my mom gets out the paper list, and I'm kind of sad. And she says, "Oh, the teacher forgot to put your name on the list." And so that's my fourth grade story of Valentine's Day. Sometimes I say, that's why I hate Valentine's Day. Okay, so that's the story that I tell every year. And I don't usually try to change it at all, but this year I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to tell you something. I think I've told this part before. Very seldom do I tell it, but I'm going to tell it to you folks this time. Because there's something in the back of my mind, and there's not a whole lot in there, but there's something in the back of my mind that says, as I was walking around, looking over at my desk, pretty soon I saw one Valentine card on my desk. It just, I can't get rid of that picture in my mind of one Valentine card on my desk. But I don't usually say anything about it because it would ruin the sadness of the story. But there's a picture in my mind of one card laying on my desk. And so I imagine probably there was one card, one Valentine card laying on my desk. And I think there probably was. And most likely, and I think probably it was from a girl. Because girls are like that. See, I wasn't on the teacher's list, but I was on her list. And so, even though when she got through and her mom and, they were sitting at the table or wherever they were putting it down, and she said, "Oh, there's Kent Gunnison, he's not on the list, but he's in the class." She knew me. And, because girls are like that. But I think probably there was a card on my desk. And of course, now that I'm older and wiser and understand the whole situation a little better, and I just don't like to ruin my story by saying, well, yeah, there was a card on my desk. But I think there was. Now, let's go back to 4th grade. 4th grade boy, one card on his desk. Instead of saying, "Oh, there's some girl in this class, she remembered me. That is pretty cool. I got a girlfriend in here somewhere." No, that's not what 4th grade boys do. 4th grade boy, at least my 4th grade boy, as I was a boy, only got one card. That poor girl. It's a good thing it's a good thing it turned out the way it did, because that's probably the way I was. Anyway, I think there really was, to be honest with you, as I met in that picture in my mind, looking over at my desk, I think there was one card on that desk. And so all these years I've been telling it like there was nothing there. I wasn't being totally honest, because I think there was. But I don't know who it was from. I think probably it was from a girl. And I don't, by the way, there goes an airplane. Of all the girls, as I was going through school, of all the girls that had any interest in me, that I remember that they liked me. They sat next to me. We had a lot of fun together, just in class, thing like that. Their names was Judy. So I'll say probably this girl's name was Judy. Anyway, so that's my story. And that's, as Paul Harvey would say, and that's the end of the story. Or that's how it ended, or something like that. Thank you for watching my video, and God bless. Oh, by the way, I got to stop. That's not how it ends. Happy Valentine's Day. And thank you for watching my video, and God bless.